Think Chihuahuas are just tiny, shaking balls of anxiety that can't handle the real world? You're about to have your mind completely blown. These little dogs have been fooling everyone for years, and the truth about what they're really capable of will shock you. From their surprising strength to their incredible intelligence, everything you think you know about Chihuahuas is wrong. Get ready to discover the hidden secrets of the world's most misunderstood dog breed. Picture this: a 4-pound Chihuahua named Millie hiking the Rocky Mountains for 6 hours straight, while her human struggles to keep up. Sound impossible? Well, it happened. And it's just the beginning of what these tiny powerhouses can actually do. The whole world has bought into this massive lie that Chihuahuas are fragile little creatures who need to be wrapped in bubble wrap and carried everywhere in purses. You see Chihuahuas shaking in the corner at the vet's office and think they're scared. You watch owners bundle them up in sweaters and assume they can't handle any weather. You hear stories about Chihuahuas breaking bones from jumping off couches and conclude they're made of glass. Every single one of these assumptions is setting you up to completely underestimate what might be the toughest small dog on the planet. Meet Gidget, a Chihuahua who survived 3 days buried under snow during a Colorado blizzard and walked away without a scratch. Or consider Bandit, who fell into a frozen lake, swam to shore, and then hiked 2 miles home in sub-zero temperatures. These aren't flukes or one-off miracles. Chihuahuas regularly survive situations that would seriously injure much larger dogs. And there's hard science behind why this happens. Their bone density is actually higher per square inch than most large breed dogs. While a Great Dane's bones are long and prone to stress fractures, a Chihuahua's compact skeleton creates a natural framework that distributes impact more efficiently. Think about it like this: you can snap a long pencil easily, but try breaking a short piece of the same pencil. The physics just doesn't work the same way. Here's where it gets really interesting. That muscle to body weight ratio everyone ignores. Chihuahuas pack more muscle per pound than German Shepherds. Their tiny legs might look fragile, but they're actually dense bundles of fast twitch muscle fibers that can propel them up to 15 miles per hour. That's faster than most humans can run. Coming from a dog that weighs less than a house cat, and about that shaking everyone thinks means they're cold or scared, most of the time it's actually excess energy. Chihuahuas have metabolisms that run so hot they need to burn calories constantly just to maintain their body temperature. When they shake, they're often just releasing energy the same way larger dogs might pace or pant. Their internal thermostat works differently because their surface area to body mass ratio actually helps them regulate temperature more efficiently than bigger dogs in many situations. Temperature regulation in Chihuahuas is absolutely fascinating. While everyone assumes they're always cold, these dogs originated in hot desert climates where they needed to handle extreme temperature swings. Their large ears and eyes aren't just cute features, they're cooling systems that help them dump excess heat when necessary. In cold weather, they can actually slow their metabolism and reduce their heart rate to conserve energy, something larger dogs can't do as effectively. The average Chihuahua lives 14 to 18 years, which puts them in the top tier for dog longevity. Compare that to Great Danes, who average 8 to 10 years, or St. Bernards, who rarely make it past 9 years. Size isn't just irrelevant to their toughness. It's actually their secret weapon for outlasting and outperforming dogs 10 times their weight. What does this mean for how we should treat them? Stop babying them. These dogs were bred to work alongside humans in harsh environments. They can handle normal dog activities like hiking, swimming, and playing rough with other dogs when they're properly socialized and conditioned. The constant coddling actually makes them weaker and more anxious than they would be naturally. Chihuahuas consistently rank among the hardiest small breeds in veterinary studies. They recover from surgeries faster, have fewer genetic health problems than most purebreds, and maintain their energy levels well into old age. The fragile reputation comes from how humans treat them, not from any actual physical limitations. But physical toughness is just the first layer of what people get wrong about these incredible dogs. The next misconception runs even deeper and affects how millions of Chihuahuas are trained, treated, and understood every single day. A Chihuahua named Einstein learned to turn off light switches, open cabinet doors, and bring specific medications to his diabetic owner during medical emergencies. He could distinguish between 12 different pill bottles by scent alone and had never been wrong in 3 years of service. Still think Chihuahuas are just yappy ankle biters with walnut-sized brains? The whole world has decided that Chihuahuas are the village idiots of the dog kingdom. People see them barking at everything and assume they're stupid. They watch Chihuahuas refuse to follow basic commands and conclude they're untrainable. They hear stories about aggressive Chihuahuas and think the dogs are just mean for no reason. Every one of these judgments completely misses what's actually happening inside those tiny heads. Chihuahuas regularly solve complex puzzles that stump much larger dogs. They learn to open doors by jumping up and turning handles. They figure out how to move chairs to reach high surfaces. They memorize daily routines so precisely that they can predict their owner's next move hours in advance. Lucy, a therapy Chihuahua in Arizona, learned to detect seizures 20 minutes before they happened and would guide her handler to safe locations. That level of pattern recognition requires serious cognitive processing power. Meet Peanut, a 3-pound Chihuahua who works as a service dog for a veteran with PTSD. She performs room searches, interrupts nightmares, and even learned to bring specific items when her handler has panic attacks. In agility competitions, Chihuahuas like Zippy and Turbo regularly outperform Border Collies and Australian Shepherds on complex obstacle courses that require split-second decision-making and perfect timing. Here's what everyone gets wrong about Chihuahua aggression. When a Chihuahua barks at a stranger, they're not being randomly mean. They're making calculated decisions about potential threats based on body language, scent, and situational context that most people completely miss. Their brains process threat assessment faster than larger dogs because they had to survive as small predators in harsh environments. That aggressive behavior is actually advanced risk analysis happening in real time. Traditional dog training fails with Chihuahuas because trainers treat them like small golden retrievers. Chihuahuas need mental challenges that match their problem-solving abilities. They respond to puzzle-based training where they have to figure out solutions rather than just follow commands. Positive reinforcement works, but it has to be immediate and intellectually engaging. Treat them like the smart dogs they are, and they'll amaze you with what they can learn. The one-person dog myth comes from people who don't understand Chihuahua loyalty. These dogs don't bond with just one person because they're antisocial. They form intense attachments because they're emotionally intelligent enough to recognize who provides the best care, protection, and mental stimulation. When properly socialized, Chihuahuas become incredible family dogs who adapt their behavior to different family members' needs and personalities. Chihuahuas read human emotions better than most therapy dogs. They know when you're sad before you start crying. They can tell when you're getting sick days before symptoms appear. They adjust their energy levels to match your mood and respond to subtle changes in your voice tone and body language. This emotional intelligence is why they make such effective therapy animals despite their tiny size. Their strong personalities aren't stubbornness. They're evidence of complex decision-making abilities. A Chihuahua who refuses to come when called might be processing information about weather, other animals, or environmental factors that humans completely missed. They're not being defiant, they're being smart. When researchers test Chihuahuas using intelligence assessments designed for their size and temperament, the results shock everyone. They rank in the top 30% of all dog breeds for problem-solving ability, memory retention, and adaptive learning. The only reason they don't score higher is because most intelligence tests were designed for larger dogs with different motivational patterns. Stanford University's Canine Cognition Lab found that Chihuahuas process visual information 40% faster than the average dog and retain learned behaviors for longer periods without practice. Their brain-to-body ratio puts them among the most neurologically advanced domestic animals on Earth. Understanding what Chihuahuas are really capable of changes everything about how we should see them. Treat them and what we can expect from them as companions. Right now, over 3,700 Chihuahuas are sitting in shelters across America because people think they're fragile, stupid, and aggressive. These incredible dogs get passed over for adoption because of myths that simply aren't true. When you share what you learned today, you're not just spreading cool facts. You're helping change the story for thousands of amazing dogs who deserve better. Next time someone calls a Chihuahua weak or dumb, tell them the truth. These tiny dogs might just be the toughest, smartest companions you never knew you needed. Sometimes the biggest surprises come in the smallest packages. Seriously appreciate you watching all the way through. If you enjoyed it, smash the like button. Got a question or a cool idea? Drop a comment. And if you haven't already, join the community and subscribe. Share this with a friend who needs to see it.